My name is Godfrey Njadi. I am General Manager for Mescalero Apache Telecom. I am also the President for NTTA. I also sit on the Beat Council for the State of New Mexico. We serve the Mescalero Apache tribe. We carved this area out from GTE and opened our doors in 2021, March 21st, 2021. Here on the reservation, we have somewhere around 300 miles of fiber running around the reservation. We have fiber to the home, to every home here on the reservation. We just accomplished that in the last 6 months. Right now, we are 10 gig network to every home. Our backbone is 100 gigs. So actually that can go up to 500 gigs. It'll just keep going, just with equipment changes. Fiber's kind of more future-proof. Tribes need to start looking at how to preserve our culture. We need to immerse our children in that. If you look at the history of tribes, most of it's a spoken history. It's not written down, or there's not a way to really tape it. But with this kind of technology, we can really preserve a lot of that. It shows our identity and who we are. Netceed has tried to learn what tribes are and who they are. That's the biggest thing when a company comes out to say, I want to know more about your tribe. I want to know how you work. All tribes are sovereign, so sovereignty meaning that we're all very different. So we do things a little bit different. For the guys to come on the ground to see our community and see what they're part of, I think that grows a genuine heart in myself, knowing that these guys care, and Netceed cares for tribal nations. That's kind of how tribes are. We want to gain that trust, and Netceed has done that and gained that trust for tribes. Unfortunately, this past summer, we had a big event. It was a fire that was started in 2 places, affecting our community off the reservation and within the reservation. That very first day of that fire, my tribe asked me, said, hey, you got to stay on top of this, got to keep our services going. So I started getting a team together. We started looking at what problems were affecting us all. Named a name for us called the EBOT team, which is Emergency Broadband Operations Team. By just working the problems day to day, within 5 days, we're able to get services restored in Reynosa, full services back to our cell towers. It worked out, and after that, hopefully it's a model that a lot of communities can use, maybe states or areas that have a lot of natural disasters. My goal is to make sure that we stay in line with speeds, making sure the tribes has everything, but also hopefully in the future we can use this as a economic development driver for us, being able to have a data center, being able to have that best connectivity. I want to be able to have some company come here and say, I want to put my equipment in your data center, so I know you guys are up to date with the equipment, and Netceed has done that to make sure that I have the latest and greatest, to make sure that I stay with the competition and be able to provide it. If we look at reservations, we're out in the middle of nowhere. You know, what's going to happen way out here? It's safe. It's an environment that I think would be very useful for a lot of companies to be able to provide their equipment. And you don't want to put it in the middle of the city. Obviously, you don't want to do that because there's plenty of those. But now in the rural areas, if you need to provide some kind of services that you know that's going to be safe and it'll still be there, look to tribal nations.